Hello guys and welcome to another vlog. Sorry about my backdrop. It's really poorly organized. So for today, I'm going to share to you my experience trying aerial for the first time. First of all, I didn't have any formal training. Probably a few days before, I did some fitness classes for at least 2 times a week. It could be a mixture of TRX, some HIIT. I did lifting once or twice. What else? But mainly dancing. So I'll show you from my very first class to my very recent class, and we'll see if you can really make any improvements in just 1 month. So I searched for anything aerial on ClassPass and found this studio. I thought aerial yoga is a good place to start. If you're not familiar with aerial yoga, this is the setup. There's a fabric hammock and a yoga mat. We started with stretching and conditioning, then we were taught some positions. So this is the first one that I've learned. This was doable for me because my leg supports me on one side and my other hand is holding to the other side of the hammock. This one is scarier because I have never inverted this way before and I didn't feel I was safe with the hammock. This felt a little safer because my legs are wrapped around the hammock, and by this time I'm getting the hang of hanging upside down. So the challenge is in letting go of one leg because the hammock swings to one side, and that made me feel like I'm falling to one side. Yes! I didn't really research about the different types of aerial arts. It just so happened that when I went for that class in aerial yoga in Hype Fitness, the class before that was an aerial hoop class, and I just saw that hanging on the hoops were just so cool. You know, there's just this adrenaline rush after that aerial yoga class that I needed to book another aerial class as soon as possible. The teacher at that aerial yoga class, she recommended that I do a little bit more of aerial yoga before I try the hoop because the hoop is quite a difficult apparatus according to her for beginners. I tried to look for a class somewhere near my place or somewhere near Central and not too far away. So I found London Dance Academy and I booked the aerial hoop class anyways. So this is my very first hoop class. So same class structure, there's stretching first, a bit of cardio and conditioning, then to moves and positions. So as you can see, there are crash mats instead because the apparatus, which is the hoop, is higher. So and I refused this hoop because it was too high and went to the teacher's hoop because it was slightly lower. As a beginner, you will learn first of all how to mount the hoop. So since my body is not prepared to do a straddle, so Delilah, which is this move, is my very first way of mounting the hoop. And in here, my classmate had to hold me up because I'm very weak to pull myself up to a sitting position. Then these are the beginner moves or poses. So from sitting, there's a showgirl, and in here it feels really scary to let go of my hand from the hoop, but I'm still smiling. And going to the man in the moon. I'm not a tree climber as a child, so this was really scary for me. So I have to shuffle myself to position really slowly and carefully.
This leg is going to come off towards me. That leg is going to stay flexed. Keep that leg flexed. It won't catch. Keep it flexed. Keep the leg. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Yes! Nice. Well done. Yes, that leg position. Awesome. Now this leg is going to straighten and catch on that side of the hoop. Move the hands out of the way before the other. Move the hands out of the way. Good. Now take that other leg down. Yes. And you're in the wine glass. Nice! Well done. That was awesome. Good job.
then I tried to find more aerial classes, and then I found that there's an aerial class on ClassPass offered by Flying Fantastic, which offers different kinds of aerial classes. So I thought I'll try other apparatuses. So this one, I tried the Sling. So it's like the hammock in aerial yoga, but this time it's just a little bit longer. It needs a crash mat because the more you roll yourself around the hammock, then you go higher, obviously. So in here, I felt a little more confident doing the straddle, and I've learned some wrapping moves and standing on the hammock. What I found really challenging with slings is that I realized I need the upper arm strength. I mean my arms to be strong, because when you wrap yourself, in order for the hammock to really slide onto your thighs or slide up your thigh or whatever, then you really have to pull up so that it won't crunch, or it won't squeeze on your thighs, or else it hurts, or else it's not the correct position. So next is a hoop class I booked in Flying Fantastic in Union Street. So I think I went to a mixed level class, and I was the only beginner at the time. It was slightly frustrating. So this time I couldn't straddle stills. I was still doing the Delilah mounting. I was jumping so much that the hoop is just really swinging, and the teacher has to stop the hoop from swinging left to right. Although the teacher here really encouraged me to do the straddle, he really let me try a couple of times, but I really couldn't. This time I was able to do the gazelle and even extend the other leg. So I was still afraid to let go of my other hand on the hoop, but the teacher was like, no, don't touch the hoop, don't touch the hoop. So yeah, I have to really just hold my leg, and it was really scary, but I did it. So in this next hoop class, I was able to do a sort of a straddle, what I will call a cheating straddle. And then this is me trying to concentrate too much on the straddle that I forgot what to do next. So I have to ask my classmate what to do next. So by this time, I think I have earned quite a bit of strength to be able to hold this pencil. So strength is really built class after class. And in here, I was quicker to do the flow, sort of flow. The next is I'm trying to walk. And tip over to star in the bar.
Gracefully, hands to the top. Sink to the back knee. Yes.
Which is carry, tipping over, of course.
For the star. Yes. Point the toes.
From here, I don't know what to do next. So Tanya comes to the rescue. So she told me to do the bird's nest.
And then for the bird's nest, you keep your hands like that. A little closer to your hips. And then slide your bum off. Slide your legs down and arch your back. Arch your back.
So by this time, my hands are really tired already. So in this position, I was like, Tanya, can you tell me how to get off this? Because I'm really panicking already that I might let go. I think this is where getting off each positions is important, because you know how to do the positions, but then you don't know how to get off it. So yeah. So next I did another sling class wherein there's more of the wrapping, complicated wrapping. And of course I got higher. And this is where I've learned that for slings and silks especially, if you want to do a lot of the moves up in the air, you have to know how to do a straddle in the air, which I couldn't do here at this time. But yeah, it was so fun to be able to try different wraps. It's a bit confusing, but it's pretty.
Whoa, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Keep it like straight. The legs straight. That's okay. Come back. Yeah, so if you bend your leg going up, it gets really tight. So try to keep it straight. Yeah, you can just... Yeah.
So in this next hoop class, I was already having the confidence of getting into the hoop and turning upside down. And also, as you can see, this is just a 1-minute video, which means that my flow is getting faster. And I was so amazed this time that I was able to swing from the Amazon to my leg to the top bar of the hoop and invert and into the star in the bar and bird's nest. I think this was the strongest I've felt so far in this month.
Nice. Beautiful. So pretty. Hold it for more than 1 second. There you go. Rotate. Get that heel in. Point the feet. Keep the top on flex if you like. And just straighten it. This is painful. It is a little painful. I will not lie. Not tell me that. Sorry.
So next, in my adventure of trying all the apparatus, which one I would like, but I know that I already like the hoop. Anyway, I tried the silks because I think that I might have gained arm strength enough to try silks, but I guess I was wrong. We did the climb, and then there's this thing where we're up in the air. We have to hold on to the silk and then wrap our legs around the silks. The wrapping of the leg doesn't really happen because my grip is just not that strong. And then the next day, my fingers are just numb, so I said, okay, no silks for now. So this time I found the time to go back to Hype to try hoop, but then due to their COVID guidelines, the hoop doesn't have a tape, which makes it really slippery. But that's not an excuse. I'm just really crappy that day, I guess. But I'm trying to make shapes, and yeah. And then I tried the static trapeze. So it's pretty much like a hoop and a sling combined. There's the hard bit, which is the bar, and then the two soft bits, which are the ropes. So it's a combination of movements that you can do with the hoop and the sling. Although I think that trapeze is harder than the hoop. I don't know why, or maybe it's just that the height of this trapeze is higher than any of the hoops that I've been in, that I think that this is the scariest height that I've been, and especially that I have to kind of invert. But I tried another class. I thought that, okay, that's it, hoop. I'm gonna focus on hoop from now on. And then we're on to our very final class for that month. So I think I did about 9 classes in 1 month. And so far, this is my progress. In this last class, I'm moving on to more difficult stuff. Particularly this, I don't know how you call this, belly hang thing, because it's so scary. It's so difficult to transition into this belly hang. Actually, it shouldn't be the belly, but anyway, it hurts. So I can't really hold the position in here without my hands supporting my body. And then more bird's nest or ankle hang versions. And of course, the magic split I think that's what it's called at the top bar. So even until now, I still can't do the magic split. I mean, I can do the magic split on my own, but I can't get off it on my own. The position itself is already too uncomfortable. I really don't feel confident of my grip, that I feel afraid to let go of my leg from the top bar, and especially that probably I feel too heavy, that my hands couldn't carry myself. So that's it, everyone. So all in 1 month, I was able to do 12 aerial classes, excluding the aerial yoga. So in between those aerial classes, I didn't really do any like lifting trainings or whatever. I just did all of those aerials. One class after another, I just kind of gained the strength to carry myself, a little flexibility, I think. Also, on the confidence on those apparatuses. So, confidence to invert, confidence to just get up there, to stay there. Yeah. So guys, if you're thinking of trying out aerials, just try it, just start, because you'll just learn it from one class to another. So your teachers are really flexible. They'll give you something that you can work on, which is in your ability. And once they see that you have kind of improved, they will give you more challenging ones at least. Just try. I think it's always the first step that's the hardest, but you have to just take the first step and everything else will just follow. I was really inspired by all of my classmates in the classes that I've been to. So yeah, I think I'll keep on doing this. And I'm hoping that maybe in a year, I think I'll do better. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next vlog.